Hello, Gemini. Mercury is retrograde in Gemini in your sign until the 11th of June this month. And on the 11th, Mercury will go direct, also still in Gemini. So, up until the 11th, don't get your wires crossed with your communications. You understand. It's a bit much. And then after the 11th, things will be more clear with your ruling planet going direct in your sign. So it's been a bit much again. Okay. Now, let's see how your ruling planet of Mercury affects you this month, Gemini. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. Thank you for joining us. This is an angelic horoscope transmission from your Gemini angel, Umbriel, who resides over your mutable air nature, and these are his messages for you in love, money, and health. Now, first we have your priority, the love transmission, and your guardian angel, Raphael, speaks to you through your teaching angel, Umbriel. And Raphael is the guardian angel over all the air signs, and he's the divine physician. He's the great healer. So it's a great angel to work with as your guardian. And when you focus specifically on Gemini, we get Umbriel, your specific teaching angel. Now, what we have for you this month regarding the love transmission from Umbriel is that on the 2nd, there's a full moon in Sagittarius. And what is going to happen on this full moon that brings the light of the sun into the dark, cold orb of the moon is that we're going to have an increase in your psychic abilities. Your psychic powers, your extrasensory perception, whatever you'd like to call it, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentience, these things are all going to be accelerated, especially in your perceptions of what you think. And it doesn't mean that because you're perceiving it, it's not real. It simply means you're going to have perceptions that you haven't had before. And this is going to be specific to you being able to peer, if you will, into other dimensions. Okay? And that is something that a lot of people in the metaphysical disciplines have been talking about forever. They were saying over and over again for quite a while now, for several, decades, that people are going to gain, especially after 2012, the ability to see and with their inner vision, or hear with their inner ears, or feel with their inner sense of touch. They're going to be able to perceive other dimensions, kind of coming in through what is seemingly this solid 3D world that everybody thinks is wrapped up so tight with science. But you're going to be beginning to see other things come through from other dimensions. Now, a lot of the people who complain about this issue about disclosure of extraterrestrials, and are angels and extraterrestrials the same thing? Are they different? Well, there's many different types of beings, obviously. And obviously, some of these beings, and people who say, well, it's not real, there cannot be extraterrestrials because it would take them too long to get here. Well, they can fold space, and they can travel through dimensions. They're interdimensional or ultra-dimensional beings. And people who have consumed ormus or other forms of alchemy, which we've consumed both orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements as well as ingested in various forms of alchemy that have to do with collecting dew from the garden before it hits the ground and mixing it with ocean water and that kind of thing. We've been able to consume various forms of alchemy. And when you take alchemical elixirs, what happens is you are able to begin to see in the ultra ultraviolet dimension. So many of you who have taken these things are beginning to see in the ultraviolet dimensions. And it's a very beautiful world to be able to peer into. And that's because you have brain structures forming that you didn't have before, and some that other people don't have. But a lot of people are beginning to get these new sensibilities. So a lot of people are catching up. But they're going to need your help to understand what's happening to them. They're going to need your teaching ability and your exceptional good temperament, because you have a good temperament about you, Gemini, and people are going to need your sense of humor and your compassion as they go through some of these things to understand that they're not going nuts. They're just experiencing various forms of clairvoyance, clairaudience, and clairsentience. And they're going to understand that their right brain is talking to their left brain, or their pineal gland is bathing all of their brain in DMT, and they need to understand what's going on and understand it as an inner world that, affects their life and their outer world. But once you understand that coincidence comes from within, and it's all the self, then it doesn't drive you nuts. Okay, so you'll be able to help people with these issues. Okay? So again, you want to help people understand that they're going to be peering into different dimensions, and different dimensions are breaking through. Now, on the 16th, Gemini, there is a new moon in Gemini. Again, that's on the 16th. And it's in your sign. Okay, now we told you that Mercury is going to go direct on the 11th in Gemini. So what's going to happen is this retrograde has actually helped, because it's held back some of this enormous speed and power with which Gemini is coming through the dimensions to be able to, again, spiritually advance. And spiritual advancement has a lot to do with emotional advancement, because it has to do with your personal relationships. Finding God and finding out how to love people from your God self isn't just about understanding the name of God or who God is or arguing over God's name. God is found in the relationship between people. It's in the relationship. It's not in this number or this word or that word. It is in the relationship between numbers, between words, between people. That's where God resides. And Gemini is good at relationships. And this is where, again, you're going to just beware of this new moon. Not in a bad way, not in a bad way to have to beware, but in a good way, that you're going to advance spiritually very quickly now. And you don't want to get ahead of yourself, and you don't want to feel like you're going cuckoo. You understand that it's just an advancement in human evolution, sort of into a transhuman state. So, you might want to read the book by Julian Jaynes, The Origins of Consciousness and the Bicameral Mind, and you'll understand very well that you're not going nuts. You're just going into a new realm of understanding and ability to see, hear, feel, and think all of these types of things. There's remote viewing, remote influencing. There's a lot of information on that out there. You can read up on that. Well, we're sure you have already. Okay, now regarding Umbriel's money transmission for you, Gemini, this is going to be a very good month for new jobs, for job hunts, for acceleration or advancement in your career. And if you happen to be a boss, Gemini, then you'll be having people who are better candidates apply. So this is a month where job hunts and that kind of thing, either hunting for employees or hunting for jobs or career advancement. This is going to be an auspicious, propitious month for that for you, Gemini. So make sure that you pace yourself and understand that people, unfortunately, the people around you may not be as quick as you Their thinking may not be as quick. They may not be as imaginative. So they may seem like slugs. And that can get to you. But you have to just keep, refreshing yourself with dealings with maybe other people who are more like you once in a while so that you can, kind of get out your quick thinking, your quick ideas, your quick brainstorming, and form it, and then be able to present it to a world that is going slower than you are. Now, regarding your health matters, and your health transmission, Gemini, from Cambriel and Raphael, the divine physician. Okay, concerns about past injuries to the nervous system will come up this month. And you want to balance your chi. And you want to balance your third, that's your solar plexus, and your throat, your fifth chakras, and want to balance those issues. Okay, because there is a summer solstice in the northern hemisphere on the 21st of June this month, and there is a winter solstice in the southern hemisphere this month on the 21st, where the moon is exalted, whereas in the northern hemisphere the sun's exalted in the summer solstice. You want to make sure that you are balancing, especially in the north with the summer solstice and the sun being exalted. You want to make sure that you balance, Gemini, your yang chi. That you don't want to let your be too overstimulated with yang chi if you're in the north. So, in the south it won't be so bad. It'll be more of with the moon exalted, more of a yin chi. So, what you want to do is maybe talk to your licensed acupuncturist and someone that can guide you through making sure that you're eating properly to get, proper, warm or even Ayurvedic foods, and practitioners are very good with this kind of thing, to make sure that you're balancing the elements well. You might want to get with a Qigong master, a Kali Masada master, some martial arts master. You want to check with your naturopathic physician, your allopathic physician who is good with these modalities and experienced with alternative medicine, or your homeopathic physician. You want to talk to these people and make sure that you're balanced, because there's going to be a lot of energy coming at you and through you this month, Gemini. Again, it could be overstimulating. You can start going too fast. So the retrograde has, helped slow you down a little bit, preparing you for when all this energy bursts out of you, starting on the 11th, all the way through the end of the month. Okay, Gemini? Another exercise you might want to do, where you manifest your reality. It's sort of like the second birth, or being born again. And when we speak about this in Christian Kabbalah, when you inhale, you close your eyes, and you exhale and open your eyes. Inhale and exhale. And with doing that, you can understand that you're manifesting your reality. Okay? You can understand that you're manifesting everything that happens to you, because people who are truly born again take responsibility for everything that happens to them and make sure that they're always in a good mood, ready to help others. They take responsibility, and that way they're always ready to assist other people. That's truly being born again. When you're truly a Christian, it's not who can help me, it's who can I help, and that's the difference. Okay, now another way that you can help the fifth chakra in the throat and the third chakra in the solar plexus is that you can do healing techniques where you circulate the energy through. This is the entrance of the chakra and the exit of the chakra in the back, and you can circulate through. This is the ego through the chakra, and then this way. If it starts to make you feel ill, then you can stop, and you make sure you get a lot of fluids in you when you do these types of exercises. If you start to feel faint, just stop and breathe. Then you can go through the throat chakra, in, or circulate in this manner. This is something that we came up with because people, we find, block their chakras. They need in the ego, need in the heart, need in the throat. So people often, again, they have great needs in various chakras, but their defense mechanisms and fear causes them to push away a lot of the positive energy that's coming towards them. So this is how, and we all do this, so this is how any of us can open our chakras. The chakras sort of look like funnels with the cones, if you will, with the 2 points touching. So you can circulate the energy this way and out the back, or this way and out the front. You understand, in any chakra. But you want to make sure you do this slowly and carefully, because chakra work is very and can be, it's very stimulating and it's helpful and it's healing, but it can be dangerous. You have to do it properly. So you want to, of course, when you're doing any kind of chakra work, Gemini, you want to check with your qualified yoga instructors, Qigong masters, martial arts masters, anybody who's a master in various systems of circulating energy or chi through the chakras. You can check with your allopathic, homeopathic, or naturopathic physician. The allopathic physicians that have some understanding of these healing modalities, of course. And you want to check with your chiropractor or your licensed acupuncturist. Now, to go over some of your highlights, the planetary aspects that we feel we want to highlight and punctuate for you this month of June, which would be most beneficial for you, Gemini. Okay, remember that, it's kind of an afterglow, planetary facets. Remember that Mercury is retrograde in Gemini in your sign. Your ruling planet is retrograde in your sign until the 11th of June, when the great winged messenger goes direct in Gemini. So that'll be, you'll feel like you're going forward pretty fast. So you don't want to sort of have it go too fast. You want to be forewarned as forearmed, right? On the 2nd, full moon in Sagittarius, your psychic abilities will increase. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. On the 10th, Mercury sextile Venus. That's going to put you into a good situation, a friendly situation with you and your Taurus friends, and you and your Libra friends in relationships. On the 16th, a new moon in Gemini. Again, there's your sign. That's going to enable you to have more ability to persuade others to your way of thinking. The 21st is a Mercury trine Ceres. This is good for you and your rapport with mom or your rapport with maternal figures in June. On the 21st, remember too, the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, the winter solstice where the moon is exalted. There's more yin chi circulating at that time, whereas in the northern hemisphere there'll be more yang chi from the sun being exalted. On the 23rd, we have Mercury square Neptune, which puts you into a friendly competition with Pisces. And on the 28th, Mercury in conjunct, that's in conjunct Pluto. It puts a little bit of a difficulty between you and Scorpio. However, Gemini, you're mutable air, and you're a lot like fixed water. You guys have a lot in common. Sometimes it's hard to tell you apart. Therefore, this Mercury in conjunct Pluto will help put some daylight between you and your Scorpio friends, and it'll make relationships between you actually better. So that can be a helpful aspect for you. All right. Okay, Gemini, this is your transmission from your angel Umbriel, your teaching angel Umbriel. And thank you for joining us, Gemini. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel, and join us again next month.